So to start with, it's about body scanning, which is the core basic yoga practice of noticing, sensing, and feeling without judgment, with curiosity, being present in the body, and learning to accept the sensations that come and go without judgment, which means we're no longer moving into that avoidance or craving. We're just saying, oh, okay, welcome tinnitus, and welcome sticky armpit, and welcome clammy hands, and welcome pumping heart, and oh, that's nice, I can feel my heels on the floor. And oh, now I'm connecting to my sitting bones on the chair. And now for me right now, I can feel the wall against my back. It's kind of a nice feeling. So what happens here is we're staying in the body. We're not abandoning the body. And we're actually teaching the brain, all right, these dizzy and tinnitus signals and these anxiety signals are not everything. They're actually 1/1,000,000th of my experience right now, because I also have this tingling sensation on my hair follicles. And I also have a lovely sense of touch on my fingertips. And et cetera, and so on. So we get better at noticing more of what's in the body without overemphasizing what we don't want. We become more open to feeling and sensing. Now, if you think about that from a neuroplasticity point of view, the brain's a little bit like a computer. Could be like a metaphor, analogy. And as we notice sensation, it's like data is coming up and being processed by the computer. When we numb it, medicate it, deny it, distract it, avoid it, that data's blocked, okay? The brain's just up there going, dizziness, tinnitus, anxiety, I don't like it. It's not getting any other input, it's blocked because we're medicated or we're ignoring it or whatever, we're judging it. Yeah. In order for the brain to recategorize and normalize the tinnitus and dizziness, because what we want to do is not actually get rid of it, because those neural firing patterns of sounds in our body and dizziness sensations are actually normal. We don't want to kill those neurons. What we want to do is to make them quieter and less important. We want to tell the brain, we don't need these. They're not helping me make friends. They're not helping me do my work. They're not helping me be an aligned, conscious human. They're actually just error signals. So we want to give the body more signals that we can focus on, more signals that we can use. And by default, the symptomatology, the sensations that are not needed become quieter because the brain stops allocating resource to them. Right, so the solution in the uncomfortable body sensations is going into the body and trying to find ways to connect in a calm, emotionally neutral or emotionally loving way, which totally transforms the brain chemistry that is released. If we're in the body and hating it and resisting it, we get the stress cortisols and the brain chemistry is of the fight, flight, freeze category. If we're in the body as more of a conscious, self-loving, self-kindness practice, which is where the Rocksteady process starts, you get the neurochemicals of compassion and kindness and curiosity and openness. And one of my strategies for moving through panic attack is put the kettle on and just notice how long it lasts. Just, stay with it. How long?
Like, oh, this is curious. I wonder what it feels like to have a panic attack. Oh, weird. My heart is pounding really fast. Oh, this feels interesting. Let's see how long this goes. Like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I actually did that when I was in my late 20s, before I had any of that psychology training. And it wasn't until I got the psychology training, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I did. Like, that's the yoga response. It's just observe it, stay with it. Like, part of you is going to be freaking out, quite rightly, and the other part of you is this wise witness holding space for the freak out. It's like sometimes no action is the best action.
That's right. Yeah. Don't just do something. Sit there, right?
And bring full loving kindness, compassion, and presence to that, because that's where the brain can actually start going, something's not quite right, which is true. Something's not quite right. And then rather than suppress, deny, distract all of that data, the brain can actually use it and go, okay, I think I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put more effort over here in this relaxation quadrant, because that seems to be the best decision right now. Because it's looking at all of the data, not just the freak out.
Yeah, because when you get locked up a little bit, or I mean, especially with anxiety, and I work a lot with anxiety, so I keep bringing that example up. But if you get locked up in like, oh, what's going on with my anxiety? I don't like how I feel. This needs to go away. Then that just makes it bigger and bigger. And if you're like, oh, hey, hello, anxiety, I'm noticing you. Oh, what else am I noticing, right? Oh, I need to go to the store, or my kids are here and want me to read a book, or whatever it is. The brain can like soften up and expand. But anxiety really encourages you to have like this tunnel vision almost. I mean, it's a survival response, right? It serves a function. If something's attacking you, you want to stare right at them and fight them off or run away or whatever.
And then
we're actually safe,
I also wanted to say to listeners, there will probably be a real reason for the anxiety. Like, we often judge ourselves, I shouldn't feel this way, like I shouldn't be like this, I'm abnormal.
Right.
Probably not. Like, there probably is something in your life that is not quite right. And I call this, the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual aspects of ourselves. At some level, something will be off, and your body is anxiously alerting you to that thing. And unless we stop, pause, notice, and feel, and the body scan gives us a chance to actually calm the storm and look into the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual layers and start to get that understanding. And that's how my clients heal. It's often the mental, emotional, and spiritual parts of our inner world, which are all firing neurons, by the way. Spiritual being belief. Do I believe in myself to heal, or do I believe I need Emma to fix me? Right? Do I believe I need that medication to fix me? That's a spiritual piece. Am I giving my power away, or am I sovereign in and of myself and taking full responsibility for what I'm showing up to in each moment? And anxiety is normal. I'm super anxious. I'm a classic hypervigilant personality, which I think is why I'm so good at what I do. I get it. I fully get it.
Yeah.
But we don't have to be victim to that. I can use my hypervigilance and my anxiety as a gift to be really aware of details. And in essence, the more anxious we are, the more we must have self-compassion and self-kindness. That voice has to be as loud, if not louder, than the anxious voice. So there are gifts every step along the way. And I would say, so step one is observation and noticing. Notice what else there is.
So step one to dealing with uncomfortable sensations. Is that what you're talking about?
Which includes anxiety. That is an uncomfortable sensation as well. But any sensation, we don't even need to label it. Just to welcome and notice it in. Step two would be, how can I support these sensations I'm feeling? Okay. So take self-responsibility for the fact that your body is screaming for support. Okay. It's not happy. Something's not quite right. I call it the NQRs.
Yes.
And there will be a reason for that. And it could be like a misunderstanding. In this moment, your body is telling you, I'm not good enough. I'm completely unworthy. I'm ashamed of who I am. Now, you as an adult who's in control of your inner world could notice that and go, oh my God, darling, that is a misunderstanding. Where did you learn that? What memory comes to you when you think you're not good enough? What are you ashamed of? Like, have the conversation with yourself and kind of set the story straight. And this is where some of that inner child work and deeper self-compassion that's really authentic, instead of just like looking in the mirror and, oh, I love you. You're like, we want to go deeper. So it's like, actually listen to the dialogue, get that voice to be heard and meet it.